What up? Ichigo Kings are here with another video today. Now usually I do versus matches, but today I'm getting a little lazy. I'm just gonna do a power scale for you guys. I think this will be a good one. My Bleach fans out there are definitely gonna appreciate this. Today we're gonna be talking about Kenpachi Zaraki, the 8th Kenpachi. So basically we know he is one of the captains in Bleach, and as far as we know, the first time we see him, we get this beastly monster impression that this guy's gonna be a big threat in the Bleach verse. Like, we almost get this feeling, which is funny because it's Ichigo's like first big fight that he has with Kenpachi, and the first time that we see Kenpachi's presence made is when he fights Ichigo, and his spiritual pressure is so intense that it's making Ichigo pretty much almost collapse just by him being there. And we're gonna roll back a little bit. When Kenpachi was a kid, I think maybe like a kid to teenager maybe, he fought Unohana, which was the first ever Kenpachi, and she was part of Yamamoto's first like head captain squadron, like one of the deadliest head captains in the Bleach verse at the time. And she fought Teen Kenpachi, and Kenpachi literally stabbed her right through, like, it looked like the neck to chest area in the manga, 1000 Year Blood War manga. Spoilers, sorry. And at that point, Kenpachi finally found someone that he could actually fight with and have a good time with. So he literally suppressed himself to that level, to match other people, so he wouldn't just like one-shot people like he probably could with not restraining himself. So yeah, he pretty much restrained himself, subconsciously restrained himself, and this is why he lost to Ichigo. A lot of people just downplay that Kenpachi wasn't stronger than Ichigo, that Ichigo just got this massive power amp, that he was stronger than Kenpachi. At the time, he had more power, but Kenpachi just didn't know how to use his, consciously use his power, and he didn't even have a Zanpakuto. He did, but he didn't know its name or anything. They didn't talk to him. It literally was just a sword, beaten sword, and then it makes sense that he has a beaten up sword. That's kind of like his personality, like rough, rigid, strong, I guess you would say that sword is, from being through so much. So that's good. So that's why Kenpachi lost that fight with Ichigo. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. So, yeah, that's why Kenpachi lost to Ichigo. He barely lost. It was pretty much a draw. And then we jump to the 1000 Year Blood War. Oh my god. The Espada arc, where Yamamoto obviously orders all the captains to train and whatnot. I'm not sure if Kenpachi did. I don't think he needs to. But anyway, he never was taught Kendo. Like, Yamamoto was going to teach him Kendo, but then he was ordered not to, because they were like, yeah, if Kenpachi knows Kendo or like knows how to use his powers, we don't know how to control him after that. This came from the 47. District 47? I don't know what they're actually called. God damn. They basically make the rules of Soul Society. Like, you have to go there to get something approved. Central 46, 47. So yeah, they ordered Yamamoto not to train Kenpachi to use his powers. So he's basically just this guy with this, how much power he has, but just swinging a sword around. Like, he has no Kendo, nothing. He's just raw power. It's pretty much it. So yeah, we jump to the Espada arc, and we see Ichigo with his hollow mask on and a Bankai fighting Grimmjow. And after he fights Grimmjow, he gets fucked up by Nonarita, as if that's how you say it. It's a weird name. He's the 5th Espada, so he's a little bit stronger than Grimmjow, and they were both, Ichigo and Grimmjow, are kind of on death's door, and Nonarita just kind of trashed both of them. Yeah. And then his servant Tesla, I think that's his name, was beating the hell out of Ichigo, pretty much killing him. And at the last second, we see Kenpachi save him and one-shot Tesla. A guy that just, Ichigo is on death's door, but still, it's a pretty good feat for this guy to just be killing Ichigo with no effort at all. And then Kenpachi just literally cut him in half, like one hit. So, and again, he is still subconsciously suppressing himself. He is suppressed still, much highly suppressed. And he has an eye patch that does it does like contain some of his power. His eye patch does, so when he does release that, it does actually release more of his Ryatsu. Not all of it, not even close, not nearly as close, probably like 40-50%. Just a number. an actual statement, but that would be like my guess. Because you have Shikai Bankai, whatever. So he fights Nonorita, the 5th Espada, so he's above Grimmjow, and he is one of those ones that with a resurrection on, he can destroy Las Noches. Let me just touch up on that. So it's gonna be weird, but I'm going to Dragon Ball real quick. So you know these guys are like way above galaxy level. So why can they fight on planets and not destroy them? Because they literally know how to contain their powers. So I feel like this is why when someone's like, oh, it's hyperbolic to say that if the Espada transforms, he doesn't destroy Las Noches, that's not the feat that it was stated. False. They are probably literally containing their Ryatsu so they don't destroy Las Noches, if that makes sense. This is just me kind of giving how I feel about the scenarios that happen. Like, hence we see Yami transform, we see Ukiora. Ukiora actually was above the canopy of Las Noches because he would have destroyed it by going into the form he was going into. So there's that. But that's pretty much how I stand on that. If you guys have anything to say about it, just drop it in the comments. So basically what I'm saying is that when they do transform or they fire off Ceros, they kind of almost control the AP they're putting out with it because they don't obviously want to destroy the place they're standing on. That would make sense. So get that out of the way. We see Kenpachi fight Nonorita. He can't cut him at first. He actually literally does eventually cut him because his Ryatsu just gets stronger and stronger. His swings are just more powerful. He figures out how to use his muscles. Like, that's literally how he fucking, cuts Nonorita. He uses his muscles. He's like, oh, I know how to use my muscles now. And just cuts him. But we still see Nonorita, and he does Resurrection, so it's a times 10 amp, and he does pretty good against Kenpachi. He's cutting him up pretty good, landing some pretty fatal wounds, almost fatal, to the point where Kenpachi's like, yeah, I should probably try now. It's funny. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to try. So what he does is hilarious. He puts his hand on his fucking sword. The second one just goes, Kendo, just one hit, and Nonorita's done. That's it. He does another one, but that would have been GG. Nonorita just tried to come up to Kenpachi, and Kenpachi did the same thing, just sliced him again down the middle. So, yeah. Kenpachi beat this guy, a resurrected Espada, so that can perform this Las Noches destroying feat with a Ganrei Sero at least 10 times over. So Kenpachi would be well above at least a Continental Plus, attacker. Nonorita being Nonorita should at least be Continental to maybe multi-con. That's probably a stretch. We'll say Continental Plus, and if you equate vaporization, it could be multi-continental. So he's Continental, multi-continental, and Kenpachi just trashed this guy surprised. So, yeah. Kenpachi should at least be Continental to multi-continental. With that feat right there, I would honestly go multi-continental. This guy he just decided that he was gonna kill this guy and beat him, and that's it. Like, he just made a decision. So, and again, he's suppressed. And we'll just touch up on the light speed thing. Hitsugai was 2.2 times the speed of light in Shikai against Jin. So, and Kenpachi still at the 1000 Society arc would have been much stronger than Toshiro and faster. So, yeah, the light speed argument's way overdone with. So, his speed would be like anywhere from a couple hundred times speed of light to maybe even a few thousand times speed of light. Nonorita should be well into that range of speed. So, I can't stand the Bleach down players with the speed of light thing. It's honestly ridiculous at this point. Kind of how like, oh, they're not planetary when they're peaked out. It's just a dumb argument to say. So, and we go even further. We go to the 1000-Year Blood War arc where Kenpachi gets his Shikai and Bankai. So he fights Unohana in the Muken, okay, because Sunsweet talks to Central 46 and is like, we need to trade Kenpachi. He needs to learn Shikai and Bankai because he is essential in the 1000-Year Blood War. For Sunsweet to make him a point in the 1000-Year Blood War arc was insane. And he was one of the 5 war potentials, I believe, if not. Sorry. But he was so strong without a Shikai and Bankai, and now they want to train him. That says a lot. That means like the Stern Ritters were insanely powerful. If you haven't read the 1000-Year Blood War arc, the Stern Ritters are insanely strong. I won't go into detail. If you'd like, I can. But so we won't say he gets any stronger after fighting Nonorita. We'll just leave it at the multi-continent range of power. So I would, don't go too far and hurt you guys' brains. The down players out there. Yep, okay. So he trains with Unohana, and Unohana uses her Bankai Minazuki, which literally melts your flesh away. And before this, even before the Bankai, she was killing Kenpachi like numerous times over and over again, because every time he dies, that limiter gets less and less and less restricted on his mind. So eventually, he learned what was going on and adapted to the power. He didn't really learn what was going on, but he felt like something was going on with the fight, because he kept passing out and like unconsciously going. He unconscious, and then he got conscious again. So he's like, what? He kind of was like, what the hell is going on? But he didn't care because he was fighting. And Unohana was like, yeah, I'm making you stronger, low key. And eventually he did end up killing Unohana and attaining the title of Kenpachi, the actual title, because he killed, the first Kenpachi. And then his sword starts speaking to him, and he learns the name is Nozarashi. And he attains his Shikai and Bankai, which both are amps, obviously. You could say Shikai is a ×5, and then Bankai is a ×10, whatever you feel like comfortable with. So, like, bare minimum, he would have that multi-continental ×5 in his Shikai and then ×10 over in his Bankai. So, he'd be, like, at least 15 times, 50 times stronger than a multi-continent boss. Like, he'd be, 50 times over multi-continental, like, whatever that would be. I would honestly say, like, at least small planet level. He does, one of the feats he does show is Gremmy, one of the Stern Riders, I'm not going to detail, but he can imagine things pretty much. He literally imagined a meteorite that was going to destroy the entire Soul Society, and Kenpachi with his eye patch on and Shikai cut it right in half, blew it apart. Yeah. I personally believe that's a planetary feat. In my eyes, Soul Society is huge. It houses billions of souls. Billions of souls. Okay? And Kenpachi did this while suppressed in Shikai, not even a Bankai. So take that into consideration while we're talking this. He is easily like lowball multi-continental plus at this point, without a doubt, even in Shikai with his eye patch on. And then we have Bankai. Okay, Bankai, he turns into this red demon fucking thing and claps Gerard Valkyrie out in one hit. Yeah. A guy that was giving Bankai Toshiro and Bankai Byaki a problem. And many other Soul Reapers a problem, was cleaving parts of the Soul Society apart. Like, it was just ridiculous how much AP this guy was showing, and Kenpachi just goes and just chops him in half. If it wasn't for the miracle, he would have killed Gerard easily, without a problem. So basically what I'm getting at here is Kenpachi is very slept on. And, from even the Espada arc, he's showing continental to multi-continental levels of AP. And hundreds of times speed of light, if not more. 1,000-Year Blood War arc, he's, and honestly gonna say this, he's above Latato, the Stern Rider, who dodged y'all's Wailing Light, which I've heard is around 1.2 million times the speed of light. So Kenpachi should be well above that, or if not right there. So he's millions of times the speed of light in his prime, like in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, without a doubt. If you don't want to say base, then Shikai Kenpachi should at least be in that range of power speed. AP, and I'm sorry to say this, should at least be planetary, if not multi-planetary. That's a low ball to me, honestly, but because I know in another video I have stated that Kenpachi should be like relativistic to a Galaxy Buster, hence how, what he did against Gremmy, he cut through space itself. But just to lowball, we'll say planetary to multi-planetary at bare minimum, Kenpachi should be. And the speed is, in the Espada arc is a few hundred times, so maybe 1,000 plus times speed of light. And then the 1,000-Year Blood, where you see that, Oswald on light feet, he should be well above Latato. It's not even up for debate. Like base Kenpachi should be able to beat Latato without a problem. So at the end of the day, I'm putting, me personally, lowballed multi-planetary, and at least at prime, at Bankai Kenpachi should at least be a few million times speed of light with, feats that show in the manga. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think. Kenpachi Zaraki. I'm out.